All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing his truth and sincerity by Shimra. Okay, today's lesson is going to be entitled "The Vanishing White American." Okay, and this is an article that came out in the sources CNN, as you can see right here, source CNN. Okay. And basically, it says, I'm going to read what it says right here. It says, white deaths outpace white births in more than 50% of states. Okay. So basically, what it's saying is that white people are dying, at a faster rate than white people are being born. Okay. In more than 50% of states. All right. And by 2045, the US population will be less than half white. Okay. Lord willing, we ain't here by 2045, but nonetheless, if we are, they predict that the U.S. population will be less than half white. You know, how does this play out politically? Because basically these Edomites like to put their people into power. So let me play this video, Lord willing. My computer don't mess up on me, but let's go ahead and play it, and then I'm gonna grab some scriptures, Lord willing, to be edifying.
Dr. Sines, how did I do with my soundbite?
Oh, pretty good, Michael. Pretty good.
So the recent data now shows that deaths among whites outnumbering births among whites. What drives this? Tell us more about it.
Yes, what you find with this dynamic is really an aging of the white population. You're talking about 20% of whites being 65 and older, median age of about 45. So you can imagine what the place in the life course, what people are doing at 45. They're already outside of the childbearing ages, which is 15 to 44. What demographers suggest is that category. So you already have women, for example, that are over age 44, and then you also have a decline in the fertility rate that has taken place, particularly with the impact of the Great Recession. Really impacted not only white women, but other women as well from other racial and ethnic groups. But it had particularly strong impact on the white women because of the aging, and there's fewer white women who are producing children. There's now 35% of women, females, are 15 to 44 years of age. So it is these dynamics that are producing an older age population for white, where you have very few individuals in the younger.
Right. So these Edomites, they're not reproducing. Okay. Because basically, the white man is a homosexual, man. All right, he's into transgenderism and freakism. He's down with abortion, and because basically, these white people just care about money, man. They don't care about family. They don't care about their own people. So they don't have sex that much, man. They are not like us Israelites. The so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, who the scriptures say their offspring would be as the sands of the sea. All right.
Age categories. White population, you already have more elderly than you have children in that population.
Well, here's a takeaway.
So you got more elderly people than you have children. Okay, so they're not reproducing as fast as we are. Okay, because really we are the majority, we're not the minority.
I think a simple way of saying some of this: if the current trends continue, by 2045, the nation will be less than 50% white. True?
Correct. Yes.
And the political implications of this, Dr. Sines, are very significant. Explain what it means in a state like, say, Texas.
Yeah, Texas, you see these demographic trends have already been playing out. Right now in Texas, the Latino population is about 40% of the population. White are about 41% of the population. Demographers project that by 2022, Latinos will become the largest racial or ethnic group in the state of Texas. Yet, when we talk about politics, there is a significant lag period here with respect to demographic strength translating to political power. So here in Texas, for example, we have about 30%, 1/3 of the Latino population are less than 18 years of age. So these are individuals who are not eligible to vote. And then you also have a certain portion of the population that is that are here without being U.S. citizens. They may be here legally, temporary residents, etc.
It don't matter, man, if 1/3 are underage or the others are illegal, man. It don't matter, man. If who votes for who, or if the Latino population in Texas or in the United States grows or declines, man. Yahawashi is cutting these devils' posterity off, and we're gonna get into that. Let's say the scriptures.
They are not U.S. citizens, so they cannot vote. So it's a significant portion of the population in Texas that cannot vote. So you have that lag period between demographic strength and political power. In addition,
I understand,
yeah.
but having said that, if the current alignments maintain themselves, meaning those groups that tend to vote for each party and that party's candidates, long term, the GOP's got a problem. That's the bottom.
Right, because they don't like, they don't like the fact that Latinos vote for Latinos, blacks vote for blacks, so to speak, and whites vote for whites, because we have more majority. Okay, the so-called the minority have more than they do. Okay, but we know voting is really is all fixed. Okay, so it don't matter. The Heavenly Father puts up who He wants to. So because they really just care about how much so-called people are backing their white population, and how much people they have, okay, as citizens, or basically they don't want to know that there's more minorities than there are whites, in a state. They don't want to know that, but they know that they don't produce like that. They know it.
Bottom line. That's how I apply your demographic information to the current political dynamic.
Yeah, one thing that is another point to consider with respect to Texas is that white population in Texas is still growing faster than the white population in other parts of the country, and that has been the case because of a lot of migration, internal migration from other states to Texas because of the good economy in the state of Texas, and that has brought also a lot of whites from other parts of the country moving to Texas. And some of the latest data suggests that about 65% of whites that are moving to Texas are coming from red states. Not necessarily that they're Republicans themselves, but they're coming from areas that are more red than blue.
Yeah, whatever, man. These devils don't want to know that they're being governors of a state that is predominantly minority, but hey, it is what it is, man. This is a Psalms 109. All right, and I'm gonna start at 7. Okay. It says when he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. Okay, because Yahawashi is coming to judge these devils, man. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Let his children be fatherless, and his wife a widow. Let his children be continually vagabonds. Now, who was a vagabond, man? That was Cain. All right, Cain became a vagabond on the earth, man. Let's look at the word vagabond real quick. I got this new. I got the bugs out of this new screen for my laptop. This screen recorder for my laptop. I was trying to figure it out, but today I got it. Lord willing, I can finish this lesson. Yesterday I tried to do it, but I couldn't. That word vagabond in the Hebrew, it means to cause to wander. Okay, this is talking about these devils, man. Who else was a vagabond? It was Cain. Okay, came back as who? As Esau. Okay, so let his children be vagabonds. Let them wander. Okay, they're fugitives and vagabonds, man. Let's see if we can. Let's see. So lucky my computer's being slow. Salakia. This is Genesis 4:14. Behold, I was driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. Okay, because the Yahawah, why Yahawashi have, they have no parts with Esau, the so-called white man. Okay, and who through the spirit we know that his father was Cain, and he came back as Esau in the reincarnation. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. Okay, so who is that vagabond, that fugitive? That's Esau, man. Okay, so what does it say right here in Psalms? Let's go back. Psalms 109. It says, let his children be continually vagabonds and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Because this is a curse unto the wicked. Okay, it tells you that right here. Let this be the reward of mine adversaries from Yahawah, and of them that speak evil against my soul. Now you go into this word adversary right here. It means Satan. Okay, so it's talking about the wicked, which is what Esau, Edom, adversary. It says Shaitan. You see that? Okay, let's go back. So it says here. It says going back. It says. Let his children be continually vagabonds and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Let the extortioner catch all that he hath, and let the stranger spoil his labor. Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children. Let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out. Right? Their posterity. Okay? Because Esau basically, they're getting cut off, man, through the spirit. The Lord's letting them reproduce. Okay, the vanishing of white America. Okay, let their posterity be cut. Posterity means, when we look it up, it means latter time, prophetic for future time. Posterity. Okay, it means remnant, residue, reward. So look at that remnant. Right, let the remnant be cut off. Okay. Salaki, man, it's kind of slow. It was working just fine. Remnant, it says a small remaining quantity of something. So the Lord's not letting them grow like that. He's leaving a small remaining of them, a small minority of people who remain faithful to God. Oh yeah, they're not faithful to God, but it says a small minority of people. Okay, so really, a small remaining quantity of something. So really, they're just the Lord's cutting them up to be a small minority, man. Okay, in the future, in which the future is now. Okay, this was written David in the book of Psalms. So let their let me go back. So like, right, they are the thief, they are the vagabonds. This was a curse unto the enemies of King David, the house of David. It tells you right here that let this be your reward. It's like 20. Let this be the reward of mine adversaries, which that word was Shaitan, Satan, from Yahawah, and them that speak evil against my soul. This is the reward. Let his posterity be cut off, right? Let the small remaining of them be cut off. Okay, we don't need no more Edomites populating the earth. The Lord is not letting them procreate, have more children. And in the generation following, let's look at this word generation, the name be blotted out, right? Because when the Yahawashi comes, they're actually going to get arrested, them and their people, and they're going to get put into slavery, into captivity. Then they're going to be destroyed from off the face of the earth. So they're going to be blotted out. Slack it. Go back. What happened here? Slack it. It says here. My bad. Let's see. Salakia. Period, generation, habitation, dwelling, period, age, generation. Okay. It says generation, those living during the period.
Strong's H, 755. Door. Door. And the form just below that, door. Door.
Right. It says period, generation, habitation, dwelling, period, age, generation, period of time. Generation, those living during the period. Generation characterized by quality, condition, class of men. All right. So their generation living in this period of time are going to be in a bad condition where the children are going to be begging for bread, man, when they go into captivity. Okay, because the Lord's not letting these guys multiply anymore, man. It's all scriptural, it's all spiritual. Let his posterity be cut off, and the generation following, those that come after him, let them be blotted out, man. Okay, they be blotted out of life. Let's see. Right, they're going to be wiped out. They're going to be exterminated, man. Okay, after they serve 1,000 years of slavery, let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with Yahawah, and not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Right, prepare slaughter for the iniquity of his fathers, man. Let's get that real quick. Let's get that real quick. Let them be before Yahawah continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth. You see, the Lord's starting to these prophecies are coming to pass, man. The Lord's starting to make his word be known through the Spirit. Okay, he's the vanishing of America, man. That he may cut off the memory of them from the earth. Let's go to this. This is Isaiah 14, and let's see, 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Okay, so hey, they're going to be slaughtered, man, for the iniquity of their fathers, because they actually are their fathers coming back. That they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. So that's the lot of the wicked, man. Okay, they're going to be slaughtered for what their people did, for what their lineage, their heritage, their line of their bloodline, what they did. All right, nor fill the face of the world with cities, because ultimately, okay, these devils, man, after they serve, after they instill this mark of the beast, after World War III, after all hell breaks loose, famines, plagues, how Bashim is coming to destroy, this earth, mainly, the east on these other nations, and 2/3, and restore, the house of David, okay, the elect of Israel. But those that remain, okay, of Esau, man, they're going to be rounded up and put into captivity. Then they're going to be destroyed from off the face of the earth. This is the book of Job 27 and 13. This is the portion of a wicked man, say, with the Most High. And who's the wicked? According to Malachi 1 and 4, Edom, the border of wickedness, man, and the heritage of oppressors. Okay, they oppressed. Okay, they oppressed the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're still in oppression, man. You see that devil? What did he say? He was just worried about whether they were, white people were going to have enough of their own people to back them up in the political game. Okay, But hey, the vanishing of Americans, man. That's what's happening, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Right? Because they're gonna go into a real low state, man. They're gonna be arrested, even them and their children. They're gonna be arrested, they're gonna be rounded up. Okay, they're gonna go into captivity. Thus saith Revelation 13 and 9. He that hath an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death. Okay, those that remain of Esau, okay, that shall be buried in death. Okay, let's look this up. And his widows shall not weep. So the woman's not going to weep for him, man. Okay, his widow is not going to weep from him, man. His women are not. They're not going to weep for them because they're gonna be casted all the way down, man. They're gonna be looked poor. They're gonna be poor, man. They're gonna be worse than how we were. Let's go to this word. Let's see. To bury, to bury, to be buried, to bury in masses, to be buried. You see that? Wow. They're gonna be buried, man. The Lord's coming with judgment on them, man, because they are the oppressors. They are those that rule the earth. This is their time to shine. This is their time to rule. Okay. Yahawashi is coming back, man, and he's already spiritually pouring his indignation upon them. By what? Not letting them multiply, man. The vanishing of America. Okay, Lord willing, this was edifying. I just wanted to bring this little article out, man. Let's look up this word oppressors. I was looking it up earlier. My computer's kind of slow. It says, this is the portion of wicked man with the Most High and the heritage of oppressors. Right? This is the lot of Edom, man. If their children be multiplied, it's for the sword, man. The Lord's cutting them off. What did it say in that article? By 2045, there's going to be less than half of Edomites in the world of the United States. Yeah.
Strong's H 6184. Aritz.
This is awe-inspiring, terror-striking, awesome, terrifying, ruthless, mighty, right? Oppressor and great power, strong, terrible, violent. Okay, so this is their portion, man, because they're great in power and they use their power for what? Just to be violent, man. Terrible. This is the portion of them, man. All right. Lord willing, this is edifying, man. Okay. Just wanted to bring this out to the spirit. I just thought it was some scriptures popped into my head. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do a video on it, man. Okay. This is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. I want to say Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawashi, Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawashi, Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawashi. Shalom. Salakia.